following program is brought to you with limited commercial interruption.
Today's broadcast is being simulcast in broken English.
I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world.
Welcome to the show that we're doing right now.
What the hell are we doing on this show?
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Let's go.
What is this?
Giggity, 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 goo.
Who else but
The Q?
It's showtime! Gentlemen, let's get down to business.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Yeah, I can dig it, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the QNow. You're listening to the best pop culture, current events, current affairs show east or west of that Mississippi, hailing from the great city of St. Louis and worldwide at theqnow.com. I am your host, Mark Bland, joined today by none other than my co-host, an amazing man in his own right, a sexy beast as he likes to be called.
I do like to be called that.
Jason Kull is here.
Hello, sir.
And Marcus, that's right, Marcus Onesimus Muse Boston is back. He is here again. He has things to say. We will discuss things with him throughout our show today. Trump decided to bully some people in Arlington. Now the Army is calling him out for it, so we are going to discuss that. And we are in the middle of a hiatus, so we're going to keep it moving towards the election in November, post-hiatus, which is going to be September 12th.
That's right.
We are back live on Thursday nights.
In front of
News
cameras.
Radio KYRO.com. You can listen anywhere in the world there, or if you're in the St. Louis area, we are 1280 AM KYRO 105.3 FM. And hailing from the Gateway Fiber Studios. And that's us. That's who we are. That's the Q now. This is what we do. We discuss politics. We like to talk about the politics. And one of our guests that we like to bring on quite often, not super often, but every few months or every month and a half to 2 months, something like that. We try to get him into the rotation. Often enough, it is one Marcus Boston. Welcome back to the show, sir.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for having me back again. Still black, too.
It's, well, you know what? I don't want to go down some of these roads. I know that these roads are going to be part of our discussion.
Hey, Auntie.
We understand they're going to be part of this discussion. But with that being said.
Yeah, kick off.
So, what? Oh, my goodness.
Colorado and San Diego State.
I don't even know what
That's
that
right. That's right.
Whatever.
That's right.
I'm a man.
I don't know what this means.
I'm almost 40.
I don't even know
Illinois
what this means. Did you bet on a game or
No,
something?
I'm just happy I care again.
About what?
Sports.
Yeah. Like you didn't care for a long time?
4 years. I didn't give
Wait,
a fuck.
whoa. This is,
Sorry.
excuse
write
me.
that time down.
Sorry.
That's a definite boo-boo there, Marcus.
Sorry.
You know what?
Sorry, I apologize.
It's a good thing we're recording this one.
Sorry.
You would have.
All right. So, back to what I was asking. All right. Where was I at? You guys got me all completely off
I was saying
track.
how I like sports again.
Oh,
He
the
finally
sports.
cares.
The sports. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you once
Yeah, it's
again
been
getting me back on track.
years, he said.
For years. Okay, we've talked many a time on the show, Jason, with Marcus about him as a person, right?
Does not like children.
Well,
no, it's not that he doesn't like children. He doesn't want children.
FTK is F them kids, I think is what he
I don't want
to
to give
say.
the perception that Marcus is walking around being mean to children. Because that's not the case.
And it is not the case. Marcus
I
is
ignore
not,
them to my best possible ability.
he wants nothing to do with children, that's his
right.
personal
Hey.
prerogative. Hey, what a great prerogative had.
Yeah, right?
There's
Take
a lot
that,
of people out there
JD
that we
fans.
wish would not be like that. No,
right.
hey,
Lost
okay,
the vote.
listen, come on. Now let's not be so hasty to judgment on JD.
Yeah,
a lot of our things with JD, you got to understand, there are a lot of hearsay vibes with some of this stuff.
Though.
It is an odd dude.
Doesn't know how to order donuts.
That's what makes it easier to believe those things. At the same point, I'm not saying that those things are true because I don't know for sure.
Yes.
There's nothing that has come out one way or the other for sure that says this or that. There are stories that say pointing in this direction. And then you're basing it off the story, and people are there, but no one's coming forward, and no one's really talking about any of it, so it doesn't really matter.
But like even
and that's my problem,
like,
you know.
Even like the little things we see. Like, did you see the video of him ordering donuts?
Yeah,
Like,
we talked about that.
He ordered donuts like if I sent my mom to a dispensary
Yeah,
to order weed.
Yeah.
That's how he ordered donuts. Like he's never seen a donut before. He told
was
that woman
really weird.
whatever makes sense.
It was an odd thing to do, very
What
odd.
are you doing? He is an odd man.
I feel
Yeah.
when I
we
see
can do
JD Vance stories come up, I know that they're going to have some bombacity to them. Now, that doesn't mean that bombacity is wrong.
No.
That bombacity could be completely pointing to the truth. And that's also to be taken in with all of this, too. So, hey, we're telling you it's 50-50 on the shot.
Yeah.
But a lot of these are stories from personal experience in most cases.
Yeah.
It's not like a situation of like third cousin's best friend's brother. You know what I'm saying? Is the one who told us this. Like
I almost
they're
think
getting that deep.
I almost think JD Vance is gonna like Trump's gonna lose. I think he's gonna lose. I don't think the votes will be there for him. But JD Vance might be one of the causes because if you look at Trump, he's 78. He doesn't look very good. Do you want JD Vance to be president of the United States? Like,
You know, and that is a risk.
right? I'll take Governor
that is
Walz. He's
taking-
been a governor if something happens.
That
to
I
Kamala
understand
Harris,
what you're saying,
right?
Jason, and I appreciate.
It's like when John McCain ran. Did you want
I-
President Sarah Palin?
No,
Did that
you
scare
didn't.
the living
it
crap
was-
out of you?
It wasn't pleasant.
No.
Guys, and here's the funny thing about the QNow. For a lot of you out there who might only listen to this show or have become fans of the show recently,
Yes.
you might not know.
hate
We've had this
me.
show. We've had this show since 2010.
Yeah,
The shows go all the way back to 2010. And so, like, with that, we've gone through all of those years. The 2012 election with Obama and Mitt Romney. We had our situation in 2016
Yes.
with
That was a weird one.
Clinton
That was when
and
we hooked
Trump.
up.
Then we had another situation that we had to deal with in 2020.
Right.
And then
First time ever.
literally, we have now been spending the majority of this time between the last one and this next one
Right.
talking about Donald Trump and whether he should or shouldn't run for president, which turned into he is running for president. Then he got all of these felony counts and all these things that would typically like scream red flag to
Oh,
people.
no, it's all lies.
But
It's all lies.
How is it all lies? He got the
Everything.
convictions.
Everything's
They're
a
like
lie.
they're
Yeah,
there.
but the jury, it's rigged. Can you imagine if Donald Trump was just a real guy and every time you saw him, he was complaining about something that happened 3 years ago? Something that you knew didn't really happen to him. Like he thinks it happened.
I know.
And you're just like, dude, stop talking about that. Like, we have to do something else.
He wouldn't be my friend no more.
All right, he
I
wouldn't
like
be.
to fire people out of my
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Well, but I think, and that's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. As I've gone out of my way, and I will do it on multiple shows until the election, I will re-speak.
Yes.
Say
Preach it.
again, I will project this beautiful message to all of you.
Everyone.
Once more
Yeah.
on the Q now, simply this. Donald Trump was my president for 4 years.
Yes, it
and
was.
it wasn't a good government run. That doesn't mean your life couldn't have been good
Yeah.
during the Donald
We
Trump
have
years.
receipts to
And
show
we're
you.
not saying that you didn't have great prices compared to down the road with inflation and now price gouging, all kinds of different issues that
Ask
are
those
a problem.
bean farmers, though, how great they had it.
Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the deal. He didn't handle the government well in his position for those 4 years, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was very clumsy.
And because of that, that's a great,
Right?
You know what, Jason?
Yes.
If you're going to be modest in your opinion of a Donald Trump, and if you're to just, not even vanilla, I'm just saying more modest, like is close to as unbiased as you could possibly be.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Clumsy would be
Clumsy
the
would
best way to describe what you saw the government
you had to go on
and how it
TV.
was handled whether it was, I mean, how many press secretaries?
Look at
How many press secretaries?
right?
I mean,
how
I
many
had
cabinet members?
Wait. How many press secretaries? And each one of them was another Saturday Night Live character. It was like that bad of like Sean Spicer,
And 3 Secretary of Defense.
Huckabee Sanders. Like it was just constant. Like
Right?
what was the one guy's name? The Scaramucci.
Yeah, was it like
Scaramucci.
11 days or something?
Yeah,
like
he was
that?
just there for like a few days or whatever.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it was clumsy.
It was.
And it was noticeable because guess what?
Multiple positions
ladies
went
and gentlemen,
unfilled.
in 2016, we lived in an internet age. We lived in a time period where social media does exist, and it does exist at the levels that we expect and play with today in 2024. 8 years later, okay? We still play with these same technologies, and they are what delivered us our information at that time. And I don't know what to say as far as like, it just looked clumsy. Great way to put it. Like, it just looked clumsy. It wasn't handled well
Nothing
in that
was handled
regard.
well.
Hey, you know what I love? Donald Trump's out on the campaign trail right now. And one of his favorite things that he's talked about is this Afghanistan thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
big on that.
And the pulling out of the Afghanistan thing, and he's talked about
The
it.
plan
in
of his
the,
that they
well, he
followed.
talked about it in the interview with Dr. Phil or whatever it was, and he talked
what is Dr.
he talked
Phil?
about
Get
it with a
outta
bunch of
here.
people, different people, and
Go
he's,
away,
he's,
Dr.
he's
Phil. Go away.
discussed how Biden was the one
Yeah.
who did this, and that's why those 13 men and women died.
Yeah,
and it's like,
not those 5,000
okay,
Taliban fighters
all right,
he let out.
Here's the problem. I'm going to give them that. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Except for, you also have to accept the other side of that, which is, hey, these 13 men or women,
yeah,
they
There was many
perished.
women.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not.
I think at least one was. I know that.
Very possibly.
Yeah.
I'm not absolutely 100% sure on like the breakdown of the dead. They gave their lives.
Yeah.
And there should be some type of a reverence and respect.
No, of course.
In response to that.
Yeah,
and so like for that, I don't think it should be a blame on a Joe Biden because to be honest, you were president when that Afghanistan situation was still going on during your presidency.
Yeah.
Remember, he pulls out during Joe Biden's, so that means the
plan was made in his term.
So the deal is you could have done it, Trump, the right way when you had the power. Like you could have been the guy.
Yeah, he's the one that set the date and extended it past his term.
Marcus,
Yeah.
you like immunity?
From like biological things, from like
No,
diseases.
from prosecution and everything.
Yeah.
I need more context, more information.
Would you like to have full immunity?
Nah.
Like
'Cause I'm gonna
you
do
can kind
things-
of do whatever you
Yeah,
want and
nah.
get away with it.
I'm a
Like no
trustworthy
checks and
person.
no checks and balances.
I'm very demure, but I don't want.
The checks and balances.
Yeah, nah, that whole thing, like the chess moves that he got the Supreme Court in his favor was cold blooded, but that was in place before he even got there.
Yeah.
But see, that's my point.
That's his puppet master.
But that's my point. Once
That's
again,
McConnell before he even got there.
that's a clumsy way. And you know what? It was also kind of clumsily handled from the Mitch McConnell level of things for many of those years. Like it was the Congress itself was a little aloof.
Well,
and they kept doing whatever they wanted, like unchecked a
Look
little
what
bit.
they did after the 2020 election with the Speaker of the House.
Yeah.
Look what they talking about clumsy.
15 times.
Something like and then
that was nuts.
And they were gonna if the Democrats didn't help him out, Mike Johnson would have had to went through that.
Ugh. Ladies and gentlemen,
clumsy.
I appreciate you listening to us here on 1280 AM KYRO every single week, and I think when I say those words, I know that I'm on a station. It's a Fox News affiliate. Mm-hmm. I know that we discuss a lot of conservatism on this network, and I'm not so much this hardcore liberal as we've discussed on the show many a time.
No.
Jason's a little bit to the left more than I am in those regards. And Marcus is kind of independent, is what I would say is his best stance. In most,
He's independent with a heavy BS monitor.
Yeah,
right?
no, I just want
Yeah, you have a BS
radar.
detector, though, right?
Yeah.
Detector is a better word. Yeah. He's good at that.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break here on the QNow. When we come back, more with myself, Jason Kull, as well as Marcus Boston. We'll be back right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the QNow. Mark Bland, Jason Kull, and Marcus Boston hanging out with you here. And I got to get into our topic one. Okay, Jason, let's do this. Okay, the U.S. Army refuted a claim by Donald Trump's campaign that no one from his staff physically confronted an employee at Arlington National Cemetery. The Army confirmed that a Trump staffer abruptly pushed a female employee who was trying to enforce cemetery rules prohibiting political recordings. The woman reported the incident to the police but chose to not press charges. Despite the Trump campaign's denial of any physical altercation, the Army criticized Trump's aides for attacking the woman, stating that her professionalism was unfairly targeted. The Army emphasized that the Arlington is a national shrine and that its staff is dedicated to maintaining the dignity of the public ceremonies for fallen soldiers. The Army considers the matter closed. Trump's visit to Arlington marked the third anniversary of the U.S.'s withdrawal from Afghanistan, which has sparked controversy, including criticism for his behavior at the cemetery. Trump campaign has further fueled tensions by creating a TikTok video from the visit, using it to take jabs at political opponents. And Trump's spokesperson, Stephen Chung, disparaged the employee, suggesting that she had mental health issues.
These guys
while senior advisor Chris Lavasita called her a despicable individual. Now,
that's, again, accusations, admission of guilt. That's what he thinks of himself. And so he yells it at her.
He pushed a woman.
These people are the worst, man.
That sums up your campaign,
right?
Dude. Pushed a woman.
And
that sounds literally. That sums up your campaign. And you pushed a woman.
When a Trump attacks people, he saves special venom for women. He's way crueler. His language is
from what I know. Trump's side has offered to release body cam footage.
Yes,
but they have not released any body cam footage.
No, they're gonna.
It's
gonna be like the taxes and the health plan, everything. We're gonna get it.
That's called a lie.
We're gonna release it. Yeah. He's never gonna release it.
It's never gonna release.
Right?
I'm just being honest, guys. Like this.
You're never gonna see.
And
that.
if they do release it, I hope it shows. But here's the problem: the police have a report. And that report is able to be FOIA request, Sunshine Law.
Yeah.
And so, like, anyone can see that police report. And they're going to see, oh, this is what this incident was. This is when it was reported. Like, it's done anyway.
Yeah.
And it's going to be from those people, an unbiased, independent person that came to the scene.
Well,
and they had to ask the person your team pushed if they want to press charges. Which means you're the bad guy for having the team member that did that.
Do you think she was the only park worker there? There's no way. If there were enough campaign members at one area,
it's Donald Trump. They know he's in the park.
There had to have been another worker.
Oh, there was
nearby,
probably multiple.
Ranger.
There was probably
so
multiple witnesses,
and they know
who are
this.
just
they're just
behind
getting
the
out
scenes.
Ahead.
Well, no, they're just behind the scenes.
This will all be anyone thinks of, and we'll find out the witnesses 3 weeks from now on a Dateline episode.
Witnesses, exactly.
Right?
Witnesses' job is to be witnesses.
Yeah.
And that means when they get a lawyer, if they are getting a lawyer or not, whatever, their job is to worry about the court date and telling the truth on the stand about the situation. That's what a witness's job is to do.
Yeah.
Simple. Do that.
But that's not what Republicans do. They lie outside the courtroom and set up a narrative, and then when it's time to go in the courtroom, they're quiet because you can't go in a courtroom and lie and say a bunch of conspiracy
And
stuff.
I wouldn't say that it's all Republicans because there's a lot of lawyers.
The Trump people.
But it is the individuals that seem to be connected to Donald Trump.
That's what I'm
or
about to say.
people that yell that spirited Trump 2024 at the top of their lungs. those
You're
individuals,
basically saying what I was going to say.
they're the ones who buy the trading cards. He's got a Brit. Did you see
selling
that?
a Bible. Did you see one of them shirtless with a big package?
50. This is it. Check this out. Digitally printed like trading cards, like baseball cards. You get for like $50 bucks.
And
like it's
NFTs
$50.
My Lord.
It's $50 for these 50. It's like a buck a card, basically. $50 for these 50 cards, and you're donating to help him. And it's like, hey, did you know Donald Trump's a billionaire?
Yeah, a billionaire
He needs
selling
your help. He needs your help, Marcus.
He's a billionaire selling $1,200 signed Bibles.
He needs your help, Marcus.
That's what he is. He's a billionaire selling Bibles. He sells Bibles and sneakers.
I need to start selling some
and
stocks.
Cards and NFTs and
he's into everything.
Right?
And
He's
guys,
a
listen,
billionaire.
Listen.
Sneakers for the coloreds.
Yeah, listen. Hey, wow, well, that
black
came from
sneakers. Oh, they're all black? No. They're black
gold.
sneakers.
They're
for
golden
black
sneakers.
people.
They're golden.
Like, what are you talking about? They're so
They're
stupid.
gold.
He's like, yeah.
I love gold.
I feel like when I talk about anything Donald Trump related, it's always, once again, bombacity.
Yeah.
I know that there's going to be bombacity to it. I know that it's going to have the thing.
It's going to be stupid. That's
I mean,
the other thing.
He saluted a North Korean general.
Yes, people forget that. People are like, not only did he salute a North Korean general, if any of those people that during this Afghanistan leaving when we put the poll out, if one of them like shielded a few other soldiers and died that way, and then we're going to be given the Medal of Honor posthumously, he crapped all over that. He said that medal, the Presidential Medal of Freedom he gave Sheldon Adelson's wife, was more prestigious than the Medal of Honor because, get this, because those guys are either shot up or dead and don't look real good.
Now, people
this
might be
man's a
thinking
pig,
be
man.
thinking that Jason is talking out of line or saying something over the top there, but Jason is not. These are things that were said. And by the way, Trump has gone out of his way to make it apparent to everybody on this planet that he is the guy that you're going to have to deal with.
Yeah.
It's going to be his way or the highway. He is ready. Did you hear the ridiculousness of what he did in the conversation the other day?
What's that?
Yesterday? Listen, I don't know when you're all listening to this show. You could have downloaded it. It could be on a different day of the week.
Yeah,
it could be a
month
week
from now.
Could be a month from now. Exactly. I don't even know. All I'm saying is that, like, I heard that he told that he would be willing to dismiss all of the military generals, admirals, the highest ranking members of the United States military.
Right.
All of them across the board, every single one of them. He was willing to replace them with MAGA loyalists.
Yeah, of course.
Individuals.
That's normal.
And I'm like, okay. So once again, we keep going down this weird, I'm going to make it this way. And it seems like what a guy like Hitler did. And you can say, don't say that, don't say it. But no. Hear me out, ladies and gentlemen. This is a gentleman that has decided to be very public about this. He puts this out in public news information, interviews, press conferences. Like, these are never just things that people are making up. Whenever these things come to light, like, no one just said that, Jay, let's make it one. Okay, it's COVID, right? Okay, what's your favorite cleaner? What is it?
Clorox.
Clorox? Okay, good. Clorox, bleach. Okay, and what can we do with that to fix this situation? We got to make it good. It's a big lie against Donald Trump.
Well,
what will you do?
If you pour it on a virus, it kills it immediately. So...
Yeah.
Shouldn't you get that in you?
You just go
on the virus?
Like inject it
through the bloodstream.
Oh my God, we're on to gold.
That's how you
gold.
deliver medicine, Mark.
That's not how any of this came together, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, you sheep are so stupid.
No.
Then they hit send.
No, the man went up and did a press conference and talks about infrared lights and Lysol and bleach and all kinds of different things.
If I would have went to my doctor and said that,
hydroxychloroquine, all of those things, guys. Remember?
Then they find some dejected, horrible scientist who says,
what does this also sound like as we're speaking about all of these different events? How does this come off and sound? Clumsy and clumsy.
It's all clumsy. He's up there.
Clumsy
You know
sounding is what it sounds like. This is to this, and then to that, a little this, a little bit of that.
He looks clumsy.
Black jobs. Marcus, black jobs.
His hair's all messed up.
Come on, Marcus. What about those black jobs? Those are any jobs. Any jobs are black jobs.
His suits are oversized and they're always sort of half wrinkled. He looks clumsy.
Did he get shot? Do we know any more about that?
But we don't know. We can't talk to a doctor.
What about the ear?
There's
Do
no
we have
medical
any medical
report.
records?
Listen, I'm not
ear
against.
Was fine 3 days later.
I'm not against
super heels.
Listen, I'm not against the idea.
No, of course not.
Of just moving on and not worrying about it and just being like, okay, whatever. Because you know what?
It's weird.
They're just not going to talk about it. We're not going to get them to talk about that. And he's going to try to turn that into some type of biography that everybody needs to buy.
Like right now, you could go on the National Archives website and type in Ronald Reagan assassination attempt, and you would get probably thousands of hits, of papers, and documents that you can view and see. There's nothing of this. Nothing.
But I don't think it'll always be that way. I don't think it'll always be that way. I think that those things will eventually come out.
The FBI
I think it's still fresh, and I think anything at this point, we're dropping that situation, and we're not going to deal with the majority of it until after the election. We're just going to let the election roll out and be done so that this can get over with. And that's a problem because, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump says that if he wins, that day one, he plans on doing some dictator-style stuff. He said that himself.
Like, that's not a document.
Only for
That's
a
a
little bit.
manual.
Only for a little bit.
Project 2025
Are you talking
is
about
a
Project
manual.
2025?
It's not a document. It's not
Now,
some
Marcus,
pieces.
we haven't had you on the show in a bit. We've talked about Project 2025 since you were last on the show.
Yes.
And have you kept up with any of this? Do you have a background on the Project 2025?
Yes.
You do have a background because somebody said it. The news was traveled to you. You were like, oh, that's interesting. Then you heard somebody else say it. And you were like, oh, that's really interesting the way they put it. So let me check this out. And then you looked into it.
Yep.
And what are your thoughts, sir? A grown adult who votes in America and is a black male.
When you're afraid of change not in your favor, you try to find ways to make it in your favor. So we get in here, we're going to change all the rules that are called democracy because we'll never win an election the fair way again.
Right.
There's no one's joining, people are just dying. So,
But here's the problem with that. You see, when things turn to something like that, ladies and gentlemen, you lose your vote. And when you lose your vote that you get to go and do, and it does count currently for whoever becomes president of the United States, if you lose that right, it's not still going to be a big national lottery and you or somebody from power. Like, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, the individuals will become whoever is around, kind of like kings and queens were, whoever is the closest around into the family and who can hand it down as opposed to everybody choosing who will lead.
You know what?
That's where the problem is. And people think, hey, Mark, you're going to vote for Kamala. You're going to vote for Kamala because of the way you talk. That's not absolutely true. I will say this. If I have to choose between Kamala and Trump, I will choose Kamala.
Of course.
That doesn't mean I'm absolutely voting for Kamala. I can still choose other people and write my vote in.
I could still feel I'm voting against Trump, but she is a good alternative. Like, it's not like I'm voting like someone terrible. Like, just as like it's not like I'm choosing between.
You're voting for a decent human being.
Yes, exactly.
You shouldn't feel bad for that.
Yes,
like,
it's not like I'm choosing between Ted Cruz and Donald Trump.
Like, come on.
She's an obvious better person, and Tim Walz is an obvious better man than Donald Trump.
All the chast. Listen,
go ahead, coach.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a quick break here on the QNow. When we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit about this situation with Elon Musk. I want everybody to check this out. This is kind of interesting, and we'll be back on the show right after this.
If I got locked away and we lost it all today, tell me honestly, would you still love me the same? If I showed you my flaws, if I couldn't be strong, tell me honestly, would you still love me the same? Right about now.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the show. Mark Bland over here. What's your name? Your name, sir?
Abraham Kull.
Jay, did you give your middle name? Why would you give all of your name?
Nah, they know who I am.
That's so weird. Don't do all
They
that.
find
That's
me.
so, I don't want them getting to you, sir.
Social Security number is 477.
It sounds like something a
You know what?
Missouri Republican.
Before we move on completely,
yes.
I have a hot tip for anyone that's going to argue at work with a Trump supporter. If they tell you he does not support Project 2025 and has nothing to do with it,
okay,
remind them that J.D. Vance wrote the foreword to the Project 2025 manual. That's literally
a very good
wrote
point.
the foreword.
So
and he's running for vice president.
If any of you have never seen the Project 2025, it has a foreword to it. And that is written by J.D. Vance, for sure. It really is. And
That's deep.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Go check it out for yourself.
Don't believe us. Look it up.
Brazil's Supreme Court has given Elon Musk, that's right, 24 hours to appoint a legal representative for X, formerly Twitter.
Yes.
In Brazil, or face a nationwide ban in the country. Musk was recently shut down X's Brazil office, protesting a Supreme Court ordered to suspend certain accounts. Failure to comply would cost X access to one of its largest international markets. This challenging highlights Musk's commitment to resisting what he views as censorship. Particular in ongoing conflict with Brazilian Justice Alexandre de Moraes, who has targeted X accounts linked to misinformation and right-wing political activity. So, on top of this, guys, Trump even kind of, once again, in one of his famous interviews recently, spewed off something about
he just takes a turn.
He was threatening to jail Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook and Meta, for life because of similar stuff he said was going on with the other side in the 2020 election. It's like, no, man, you just were horribly unpopular compared to Joe Biden. And now it's going to happen again because I know this for a fact, okay? I can say, okay, Jason.
Yes.
I'm going to make an emphatic statement.
Do it.
And I understand that people might go, Mark, don't do that because, like, those always come back to bite you. They go, you were wrong, see, blah, blah. And it's always on a damn technicality. But I'm going to say this time, anyone who voted for Joe Biden last time is not voting for Donald Trump this time.
They are not.
I would almost be willing to put that at over 99.9%
I can't imagine anyone that would change
of the voters who voted for Joe Biden.
There's nothing that's
it's such a small it'd be like the one person's like, I did it, I did it,
right.
it's always me.
I took a red pill.
Listen, do you know how many millions of Trump supporters there are out there? I shine now, look at me, I'm important now because I won't be known just like Donald Trump's is.
I bought my sneakers, my Bible.
You're a moron.
I gave Donald Trump $500.
Now, with this,
and lost everything.
We're talking about Elon Musk.
Did you see on Twitter he posted that picture of that judge in jail? He made an AI of it.
You know, here's the misinformation is a U.S. and U.K. lens on the topic, to be absolutely honest with you. In countries like Brazil, it's more platform is being used to actively plan and coordinate a coup. Kind of vibe. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's never, once again, Elon, they're not targeting you with misinformation and blah, 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 blah. No. What they're saying is you allow a lot of things that are misinformation that are associated with right-wing political activity, and it's on your platform quite often. And in countries like Brazil, they use platforms in a different way. And in this case, it's probably more to plan and actively get together and coordinate as opposed to just sharing some mean memes or saying, like, I think Donald Trump isn't that great. Like, it's way deeper than that. And here, listen, we're on a Fox News station here. And we're also on WIBH 102.5. So we're also on a CBS News station here. And I'll tell you this. He must, his problem is in this whole situation, he's not seeing the parallels to the January 6th stuff.
No,
he's not
he
seeing that. Like, he's not understanding that aspect of how things were used and how they were looked at and how they were viewed. Yes, Marcus.
I want you, baby. Cooking.
He was showing it being
baby.
used.
Okay. You're right. Because if you say you see it, then now you got to see it going forward. What you're saying. If I admit to seeing anything in my past, now I can't pull it off in my future. So I got to believe it never happened and keep going forward.
I don't know if that's exactly what that means, but hey, he's rocking. He's a diva. He's a diva. He's a rock star.
He's rolling.
Monsieur Boston. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know who he is. Like, he's been on the show many a time. Jason.
Yes.
What do you think Musk should do in this situation? Let's say as opposed to what they always say that people are always attacking people and just making fun of them and stuff like that. If you were in Musk's shoes, and this was your situation you were dealing with right now, what moves would you have made? How would you have approached it?
You can comply and just put someone in charge, or you can fight it in court if it means that much to him. But I don't understand why he's if you're protecting someone who's actively engaged in propaganda,
right?
Like, we wouldn't let these people around the United States in 1942.
Correct. And this is the problem, ladies and gentlemen, when you have an individual like an Elon Musk. He wants to feel like Tony Stark, like he's got no checks and balances, and he's getting signed off on by the president of the United States. And he feels that that's the best way is with Donald Trump, because Trump promises him that he can do that. That's what Trump really is going to allow Elon to do, is to live out his wannabe Tony Stark fantasies like some ultra nerd.
I'm not saying block, everything just because, like, we're going to block some vote Tim Walz had 20 years ago, but I'm saying block things that is proven misinformation.
Sure. Yeah, because there's things that get flagged by multiple people, and not just a couple of multiple people. I mean, like, thousands and hundreds of thousands of people flag things all the time. And you could just easily use those metrics and go, oh, this one got flagged like a lot more than these others. Definitely this one. You know what I'm saying? You'll see it like a trend. Like certain things will show up. It'll be a
you
lot.
Look like one side of the political aisle doesn't want some law like that. Why wouldn't you want only truthful statements? I don't understand why you would be against that. It's not censorship to censor someone lying. Like, if you were in school, once again, you can't get credit for the wrong answer. That's not censorship.
Hey, what
it's
did
just
Elon
wrong.
Musk, and remember this too. What did Elon Musk do on that last lawsuit? Remember the one that was up in Vermont or whatever it was? It was up there in New Hampshire or whatever, and he moved it from there because they weren't going to give him the settlement the way he wanted it. So he took it to a different complete area so that he could get it the way he wanted it. That's just but that's sneaky.
Yeah.
Like, when he said that slick stuff earlier, he's like, oh, that's a slick move when he did this.
Right.
That's a slick move when you do stuff like that.
And is Elon Musk a patriot? Constantly shifting around his stuff,
trying to African American,
trying to get it on the cheap, trying to get it over on us, trying to get the taxpayers to subsidize it.
He is from Africa. He is an African American. I'll accept him for who he is.
Some of his, plants are, some of his vehicles are made here. But he's ruined Tesla stock.
And here's
He cut it in half by his shenanigans.
But ladies and gentlemen, what we're trying to prohibit with all of this talk constantly.
Yes.
And discussing these different stories, these different topics. We didn't make this Brazil thing up. This is a great news story that popped up out of the blue about Elon Musk as we were going to hit the air. And I'm just sitting there looking at it going, this is great. Like, this is everything that you're looking for.
Yeah.
He's got 24 hours to appoint a legal representative.
Yeah.
You could simply do this.
He probably employs
and
5,000
fix your
lawyers.
issue. But here's the thing. He's willing to, like, eat his own nose, right?
Yeah.
He's willing to, like,
Yeah.
his stomach's bigger, his eyes are bigger than his stomach type thing. It's one of those situations.
Yeah,
And,
he's
like,
preaching now.
I don't understand why he doesn't just back off on certain things and just let himself get in the right stances. Like, why create problems? That's all he does with these things. He pushes back and he does it on purpose.
Yes.
And he knows he does it on purpose. And he sees because Trump pushes back on the January 6th stuff, he thinks pushing back on stuff like this is also cool. Like, it's also the way it should be. It's like, yeah, if you're in the right, but you're not really in the right about something. You're like pushing back on the idea of, okay, we get it, Elon. You're saying all lives matter.
Yeah. He quote
we got it.
Some of the dumbest
You're saying all lives matter. And you're right. Once again, you're 100% right. That is the fact. They all do. But when you say it, it's like, you got too much control. You see, I go and get on my Twitter, and I see what's thrown at me immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Advertisements for Donald Trump stuff constantly.
Oh, they're all over.
I am also being fed a lot on the algorithm. Tons of Republican, based stuff.
Yes.
Just shoved and shoved and shoved at me.
Yeah.
And I have to, like, weed through it. Like, sometimes in the middle of, like, when I'm reading comments, like, an advertisement will pop up now. Like, it's just, it's
they're in there.
Generally trashed. And everybody's like, well, just pay the money and then you get with that, Dad. It's like,
giving him $8.
You're right. But I'm not going to give him the pleasure of getting $8 out of me.
You know what?
When everything was fine, I understand Jack wanted to sell. I understand that the team wanted to sell.
Yeah.
They didn't have to sell, though. That's the funny thing.
Twitter is a perfect example of how dangerous misinformation can be. So the MAGA folk and everyone says stuff's too high. Like, my grocery bill's too high. This is too high. So Kamala Harris, well, the Democrats before her a year or so ago, but they come up with the idea, okay, we are going to come up with a bill, an anti-price gouging bill like we've talked before. Misinformation hits Twitter, calls Kamala Harris Comrade Harris. That's socialism, communism,
everything
blah, blah, blah.
socialism.
Even though
communism,
these people want cheaper prices. And she's like, okay, we're going to do this to get it. That's communism. It's like, what do you want cheaper prices? Why are you so dumb?
They want cheaper prices, and they want her to be Comrade Harris.
But
like
the
they want it all.
got
But they want it all. They want it all.
And
then they want her to do it, and then when she does it, they don't want to give her any credit for it.
Right?
They're going to say, "Oh, these were things that Trump signed. 2017, he did that, and he knew it was coming."
These people that don't want it policed and they don't want misinformation to be a crime. Well, you know what? One day it might be your daughter who gets told she's unattractive and she just doesn't make it and she kills herself because it's happened before. And but you can't come back on misinformation. It can be dangerous.
Yeah, you're right. Like, we in our own community in St. Louis have dealt with national, well-known cases of situations where people were bullied and killed themselves.
That's what I mean.
Over stuff that was lies. And in the one situation, the one girl with that happened out on O'Fallon or whatever like that. It was the mom of the
mom of the daughter.
It was the daughter's friend.
Yeah,
it was her mom that was pretending to be the daughter and messing with this other friend,
pretending to be the boy.
Yeah, training to be a fake boy.
It was a fake boy.
It was crazy. It was nuts.
That poor girl. But that's what I mean. Like someone who would tell a girl that those are the people who probably years ago would have been
Salt
kicked
Life
off.
sticker on the back of the car.
But would have been kicked off because they'd be spreading misinformation all the time. And now they're not kicked off because we're cool with it. And boom, then they end up doing something like that. It's a far reach, but it's
I
true.
bet they had a Joe Brandon sticker on the back of the car.
Oh, sure they did, right?
They so mad that's over. He was running Brandon to the ground.
These people want him back in. They want this businessman back in. DGT stock went public at $75. It's trading under $20 as of the end of business today. It's lost like 74% of its value.
That's craziness. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break here on the QNow. When we come back, more with myself, Mr. Buston, and our friend Jason Kull. We'll be back on the show right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to White Ones. I'm your host, Mark Bland, along with Jason Kull over there, and our guest this week, one individual by the name of Monsieur Boston.
Oui.
What's going on, Marcus? How are you doing? It's been a minute since you've been here.
Yes.
And is there? Have you been avoiding us, or you've been? What have you been doing with your time? Have you been? Listen, I said we call ourselves White Ones. We're the Q now, obviously. But I said White Ones at the beginning when we introduced ourselves. I'm thinking now, remember when we were doing your show? Mm-hmm. All right, we talked about we were going to do a Hot Ones type episode with the Hot Ones sauces. You had already done one with your other buddy before.
RJ, yep.
With RJ.
RJ and John, yeah.
Yes, RJ Dunn. And those guys, we thought it would be interesting if you did the same show, but it was all white guys, right? Like all the way across the board. They're going to have to deal with the palette of white people against the Hot Ones thing. And it was going to be like just a fun little gimmick.
Yeah.
I think we could do it now. Like I feel like we get John, we get me, we get Jay over here. You got your cast of white ones real quick.
Yep.
It will
totally
be Hot
white.
Ones,
Totally
white ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like 3, be like, woo, I tell you what, it's time to quit, partner.
Sure.
Those are quite spicy.
Yeah.
Ooh. Spicy.
What is the spice? Salt and pepper?
It's deep out here. It's deep.
I need some goat's milk.
I'm tasting a little mustard. Is that mustard? Ooh, getting a little up there now.
Bourgeois.
This one's called Taint of Fire.
The TSA is catching heat for tweeting.
Okay.
Peanut butter is a liquid.
Okay.
The level of anger these 5 words have stoked is kind of amazing.
What does that mean?
The TSA went viral after tweeting that peanut butter is a liquid.
Does that mean you can't bring it?
It's been viewed more than 20 million times, Jason, in the last few days. The post said, quote, peanut butter is a liquid. What we said is what we said. Okay.
What is that?
Then obviously meant to irk people with it, but they really do classify it as a liquid.
Okay.
If you want to carry peanut butter on a plane, it has to be 3.4 ounces or less. Ooh. Some nerdy internet sleuths pointed out that technically, peanut butter is not a liquid; it's a non-Newtonian fluid.
Ooh.
Some nerdy internet guys.
Sounds gross.
You know what I'm saying?
What is a fluid?
Well, this is a non-Newtonian fluid in this case.
Like how many?
I guess that would be something.
Stopped?
Well, that's anything that's not a dry powder. That's what fluid ounces are. So, fluid is anything liquid.
How many people?
Liquid gas. You understand solid liquid gas. You understand the states of property and all that. And
if fluids in
not state property. I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the rap group. State property.
But how many people got stopped getting on planes because they were trying to bring peanut butter?
Now,
I've never went anywhere with peanut butter.
Really want
my entire life.
But think about this.
I've left somewhere with peanut butter.
It could be a weapon if you know the wrong person.
If you really want to get technical about this, okay? It's part of a subset of non-Newtonian fluids called Bingham plastics. Now, this is interesting because toothpaste and mayonnaise are also considered Bingham Plastics.
So I can't bring mayonnaise with me.
That's
anymore
right.
on
Bingham
flights.
Plastic. It's a big like
Everything is just unfair.
The reactions online have been fun. One person called for a congressional oversight hearing. Not a bad idea. Like Jim Jordan would be all over.
God.
Could you imagine Marjorie Taylor Greene and Jim Jordan arguing?
You over there
non-Newtonian-
thinking it's a liquid. You're so
You're
dumb.
so dumb. I eat peanut butter every day.
Meanwhile,
And then you got Tulsi Gabbard over
Right.
there doing something else.
Meanwhile, they're Biden whistleblowers running from the law.
Another joke.
Let's do this. instead.
Another joked that they can no longer wash down their meal with a nice cold glass of peanut butter. And a third person was blunt with it, telling the TSA, "This is why no one likes you," which is the best response, honestly.
I like that. I heart that.
This
one.
is why no one likes you.
I get like
I know a couple of TSA people that work for the TSA. They've always been nice to me. They've always been kind people. I've never, and I know them outside of their job, and I've run into one of them at their job before.
I mean,
outside of that, I've never known TSA people to be bad people.
You're telling me that someone couldn't make C4 to look like peanut butter, to be like something you spread and not in a brick like MacGyver had, but like a spread, like a smeared on a wall.
Well, they do have
and then-
whipped type versions of
and then
things
boom,
that you could
bring something
create.
that gets on that's an igniter and you blow an 8-foot hole in the plane, boom, done.
Wow. Well,
dead.
see, now you're thinking deeper.
Yeah.
You're going a lot deeper than most people are willing to
Or you're just weird and you brought it to eat because you're an insane person.
Could be that. Could be that.
Like, what are you doing? There's so many other things you can eat. You bring a jar of peanut butter, an entire jar.
We're having a conversation about peanut butter, so I'm just gonna.
But I'm just saying, I
make those little single cups.
If we have peanut butter classified as liquid, which, to be technically honest, there should be
It doesn't affect my life
spread type category
Right?
for things that are spread type.
Right? Country Croc's not
Okay,
a liquid.
I understand that you can make cream cheese hard. It just doesn't taste
make
as
anything
good. So I like it spreadable. Is that okay? Do you see what I'm saying?
Like you're getting butter that hasn't been thawed out, trying to smear it on bread and just rip the bread apart.
I hope the world understands when we do these shows.
Yes.
We want to intrigue you as much as that we want to inform you.
As much.
Now, Marcus, I'm moving on to my next segment, which is rules for teachers in the early 1900s. Now, this is interesting. Rules for teachers in 1914 were strict and often aimed at maintaining a high moral discipline, socially conservative lifestyle, reflecting the norms of the time. And here are some examples of the rules that teachers were typically expected to follow during that era.
I bet these are dorky as hell.
Now, number one, and I want to hear your opinions, okay?
Yes.
Female teachers must not marry. If a woman teacher got married, she often had to resign from her job. Teaching was seen as a profession for single women, and marriage was thought to interfere with the dedication.
There you go. Family first.
Okay, all right. Family first. I understand that. Number two.
Nice family.
Male teachers must remain respectable and not court women publicly. So you can still do what you want. You can get frisky, man.
So
It's not at work.
You just can't do it at work. But you can get frisky if you want to. Now, if you're a woman, you're not allowed.
Not
You're not
publicly? How do you get them into your house? When you jump out of your car, grab them, and get in here.
If he has a family, he can come to work.
Well, they
Crazy.
say Jason court publicly.
Court?
So
Oh,
they're
so I
talking
just
about
whisper?
the dating and going out aspect,
What?
keeping it more private, keeping it to
go
yourself.
out?
No, you can. You just don't
imagine meeting
Because you
someone
date
and
the
telling
woman at
them,
work, she's gonna
hey,
get
we
fired.
need to go out to eat. My cop said
1914,
no.
Elon Musk hadn't owned Twitter yet.
Yeah,
you
right,
might
the world.
announce it to the world on your Twitter account.
Right? Trump people were just crazy dudes on the ridge.
Teachers, especially men, were expected to maintain a dignified professional demeanor at all times, avoiding any public displays of affection or frivolous behavior. Number three, teachers must be home between 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. unless attending school functions.
Put that thing in the house.
Why do you can't even court women publicly? What are you supposed
Now,
to do?
Every hour
to
in
be,
home.
To be absolutely,
No internet.
To be absolutely honest, 8 p.m.
Do that.
is not a horrible time if there's an
It's kinda early.
if there's an expectation. It's
Well,
not
you just
a
go to
hor-
sleep. You
But I'm just
barely have to
saying.
get up
I'm
at
saying
6.
most people try to get their stuff done early enough in the evening to where, like, by the time you hit 8 or 9 o'clock, they're at the house winding down anyway. It's
kinda
That's
weird
how
they-
most people are.
It's kind of
okay?
weird they hint to you what the times you should sleep. Like,
But-
you should probably be inside between 8 and 6.
8 p.m. to 6 a.m. unless attending school functions.
Of course.
Teachers were expected to be models of propriety
Okay.
and maintain a strict daily schedule reflecting their role as a moral exemplar of the community.
There you go.
Now,
I'm fine
Jason,
with that.
you want to be a moral exemplar.
I am your mortal enemy.
The mortal. No, you want to be a moral exemplar, right?
Right, of course. Why wouldn't I?
Do not smoke. Rule number 4.
Yeah, it's,
Do
back
not
then,
drink.
That was probably hard.
Or frequent ice cream parlors. Teachers were prohibited from engaging in activities deemed improper or indulgent, such as smoking or drinking alcohol, and even visiting places like ice cream parlors, which were seen as potentially corrupting.
Okay, what?
So,
Get my kid an A and I'll give you some rocky road.
Jason, Marcus, I need you to keep an open mind as we move forward.
Mine's open.
I know that I'm offering you jobs as 1914 school teachers, okay? I need to know if you want to do this job, so I'm just telling you the rules up front, okay? Number 5. Do not ride in a carriage or an automobile with any man except your father or brother. To preserve their reputation, female teachers were forbidden from riding alone with men unless they were immediately family members.
What?
So it can only be your brother or your father.
What does that mean?
But only your brother or your father.
Mississippi's rules?
Only your brother or your father can ride with you in a carriage or an automobile.
My God.
So I guess women had to ride with a man in a carriage or an automobile.
What
I guess if a woman was driving an
live.
automobile, it was a bad omen.
What a terrible time to live.
Now think about that. They're saying that women are bad drivers in 1914, and that's kind of wild. but
Driving?
at the same point.
Please, Mark.
When was World War One?
17, 16, 17, 18?
17 to 19.
No, World War One was 19.
Well, for them.
17 to like 19.
Okay, so this is leading up to the
For like Europe, it was going on right now.
Number 6. Dress modestly and neatly.
Okay.
Female teachers were required to wear dresses that covered the body completely, often with hems well below the knee and high necklines. They were also expected to avoid bright colors or extravagant accessories.
Well,
okay,
you're not going to get
you gotta
courted looking like that.
Yeah, you got to be dumbed down. But hold on. That pastelled out librarian look with the short skirt. Think about it. A hot think about it. Like you're a 25-year-old dude, right?
Yeah.
And you got this 24-year-old good-looking teacher in like a pastel dress. You know what I'm saying?
Boom.
It goes below the knee, but it's not like super long. You know what I'm saying? Like she looks like she's got it bad. Yeah, she's got it bad. That's what I'm talking about. All right, 7. Keep the school clean. Teachers were often responsible for maintaining the cleanliness of the schoolhouse. This could involve tasks with like sweeping floors, cleaning blackboards, and dusting furniture.
That's an easy rule.
Number 8, teach only the approved curriculum. Teachers were expected to strictly stick to the prescribed curriculum, which often emphasized literacy, arithmetic, and moral instruction, which is what we have today in our schools at this point.
There's a curriculum.
Right? We have a curriculum, and it's literally based on literacy, the ability to read, the ability to write, arithmetic, and moral instruction.
Right out.
That's literally the basis of education.
No rogue teachers.
Except for Tim Waltz. Tim Waltz, he's not a coach. He's an assistant coach.
Food, being all nice.
An assistant coach ain't a coach.
Yeah, tell that to Buddy Ryan's family.
Number 9. Do not loiter downtown in ice cream stores. They are really.
What's the deal with ice cream,
Ice cream parlor like the whole stroll?
Does this guy like
the bar of
money?
Like what is this?
They got Ted Drews on lock.
Man, Ted Drews is the whole house.
They
know it.
Did he lose money in his ice cream venture or something?
This is the red light district. We didn't know it.
Which,
now,
by
just
the way,
to recap,
which by the way,
do not go to the ice cream
God
place.
rest your soul, Ted.
Oh, sorry,
Ted
Big
Drews.
T.
Ted
That's
Drews
true.
did pass away.
96
Yeah,
years old.
And God
Big
rest
T.
your soul.
Yeah.
And you really were
Good
a legend
customer,
of
man.
the St. Louis area. But he owned he's a well-known ice cream store.
His dad was alive right now dealing with this crap.
Right.
He was almost on.
Number 10. Attend church regularly and be active with the community.
Okay.
Teachers are expected to be pillars of the community, regularly attending church events and community events.
I guess.
Number 11.
I don't have to go to church.
Jason, the dress code. Teachers are required to dress modestly and conservatively. Female teachers often wear long skirts and dresses covering their ankles. Number 12. Marriage and relationships.
Okay.
Female teachers were usually required to remain unmarried. Marriage often resulted in immediate dismissal, as it was believed that a married woman's primary responsibility was to her husband and home, not to teaching. Moral conduct. Teachers were expected to be the lives and exemplar moral character, avoiding alcohol, smoking, gambling. They were also expected to attend church regularly. All that good stuff I've already mentioned once before.
Farmers have more fun than teachers in 1914.
Female teachers were often subject to the curfews and restrictions of their social activities. Female. For example, they might not be allowed to loiter at ice cream parlors.
Man, I want to go back to the ice cream parlors.
What was going on at that ice cream parlor?
Pour some sugar
what
on me,
was
I guess.
going on?
I can't even be there past 8 p.m. Like,
what happens at 8 p.m.?
Listen, hold on. Depending on what part of the country this ice... Hold on. We got to take a break here on the QNow. When we come back, I have to explain this whole ice cream parlor, this paradox that I have now, okay? We'll be back on the show right after this.
I feel like this is a bad one. Racked up too many mistakes.
Welcome back to the QNow. I'm your host, Mark Bland. I have our guest, Marcus Boston, over here. We have our other host, Jason Kull, over there. And we were in the middle
200 yards
of
from
talking about ice cream parlors that we were staying very far away from. But I have got a real conundrum here with this whole situation with 8 o'clock. I have to get things done by 8 o'clock at night, okay?
You know what?
Like, there's a part of the country that at a certain time of the year pull clocks back, push clocks forward, and so come 8 o'clock, could be dark out for like the last couple of hours, right?
Yeah, I can't
or
get stuff done.
It could be it's still light out,
Right?
you know?
So
you got some time to deal with some stuff.
I'm a teacher.
It might be a little early to be inside. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Depending on part of the year it is. So there's a paradox there that I have with this whole code of conduct, the curfew, the timing. Would you guys want to be teachers in 1914? That's all I want to know.
You know what happens at 8 o'clock?
As a man, yes.
The people that wrote those rules are like doing it with each other in the big city hall, and everyone's get inside. Now. And then they all go inside and they get there and they just do it.
This is for teachers. I understand that. And so it's not going to be everybody
having sex with
It's not going to be everybody. But as time went on,
it changed.
Populations got bigger. More teachers were needed. So there's more teachers in the populace in the workplace.
Get them, you had to chill with
they
that crowd.
would exist in a world where there's a plethora of them. So it's not just a small niche grouping only at one time. Now, in 1914, that niche grouping is a lot smaller than compared to
not everyone
today.
went to school.
So running into them at a bar or outside of everything wouldn't be as noticeable. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there wouldn't be as... It's more noticeable now. Like, you go to a bar. The chances that there might be a teacher who works as a teacher in there relaxing with her husband, hanging out with their husband, or hanging out with their wife. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Having something to drink,
doing shots.
But
super.
But at 10 o'clock at night, it's also possible that you might run into a professor, a teacher. The people from those professions do stay up late. Not everybody has to be teaching at 6 a.m. But with these codes of conduct for this early 1900s, this is wild.
Could you imagine if we couldn't be out after 8? Like, think about everything you've done this week. All done.
I missed 24-hour Walmart, so I can't imagine. The world
right? They never came back. I wonder if there are anywhere, like, just not here.
It's possible.
They all close at 11 now?
Well, ladies and gentlemen.
He's doing the Donnie.
I've got a new one.
Double Donnie.
No. I've got a new game, Jason.
Nice.
And
Love games.
I'm excited to play this game with you.
Not Saul type games.
Okay, no.
Fun games.
I'm excited to
play a game.
Right?
I'm excited to play this game.
Someone's head off.
I'm excited to play this game with you
get a
guys.
key.
It's going to be called the Sorry I'm Late But.
Okay.
Okay, this is
There
very
are
simple.
good reasons for this.
This is
People
very
aren't late
simple.
on purpose.
There are movies,
Yes.
and the guy with the most right answers between you and Marcus
Woohoo!
is
Love movies.
going to win. All right?
All right.
Oh my.
Now, I'm going to ask you
Let's do it.
3 movies.
All right.
You get 2 shots
Okay.
per movie.
Take my shot.
I'm going to give you 2 shots per movie,
Okay.
or per question, technically.
Yes.
Okay, 2 shots per question, and then same for Marcus. He'll get his 3 questions. He'll get his 3 movies.
Yes.
And then what you guys have to do is just guess what the movie is. Okay.
Okay.
It's very simple.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Stay on your game. You're North Dakota State. You're Kennesaw State.
All right.
Got a major early college blowout on
Right?
ESPN 7.
We have 14 redheads on our team.
ESPN 7. You obviously have amazing mascots like the Miners. Stuff like that.
Kennesaw's mascot,
All right,
Bigfoot.
here we go. All right. Sorry I'm late, but even though I'm a veteran pot dealer, I had to create a fake family to move my huge shipment of weed from Mexico into the United States.
Oh, that's Meet the Millers.
It is We're the Millers.
Oh, We're
Very
the
good.
Millers.
That's okay. No. I'll give you the credit for it. We'll give you the credit for that
Yeah,
one. You nailed it.
Faces
You
and
nailed
Names.
it. We know what you were
Faces and
talking about. So you get 1 point for that. That's a check mark.
That was, remember when she dances in that?
And this is Jay. I got to
Motor-
make sure that I
motor
got
thing or
Mark here. That
wow.
this is Jay, and this is
Like, I never
Marcus.
thought she was hot during Friends. I never did. But wow, that one.
Shit. We're the Millers is a funny movie. Entertaining movie. Very
Just
good.
talking
movie.
that
Good movie.
dancing scene, boy. That was something else.
Did you know that one?
Yes.
You did know that one.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing.
Okay.
Yes.
I did not know that one upon reading that originally. Okay, I did not know
It's
that.
on TBS a lot.
Yeah.
Now,
It is on a lot, isn't it?
It's on TBS.
I'm sorry, I'm late, but I got wrongly convicted of killing my wife, Jason,
Oh, I know it doesn't.
and got sent to prison, but I met some really great friends and eventually broke out using a rock hammer and reunited with one of them.
That's Shawshank Redemption.
Correct. Very good, sir. You
I
are
knew
just
that when
nailing.
you said
At first, I thought it might
I
be.
killed my wife and got wrongly convicted. That's how I got this.
At first, I
Okay.
thought it might be
It
The
comes,
Fugitive.
it comes on TNT all the time.
That's okay.
At first, I had 2. I had The Fugitive and Shawshank.
All right. Sorry, I'm late. This is your final one.
All right.
You're up 2.
Woohoo. Wait,
Sorry, I'm late. But I had just got back from Amsterdam, and my mafia boss told me to take out his hot wife for a night on the town, but she accidentally snorted my heroin.
Literally
and I had
one
to
of the
bring
greatest movies ever.
Becker to life with a shot of adrenaline to the heart.
Pulp Fiction. Truly,
Very
truly
good.
one of the greatest movies ever.
All right.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Are you insane? Marcus, this is why you have no relationships with women.
Oh, why am I about to throw up?
This
Oh, my
is
God.
why, right here. Unbelievable. I am disappointed.
Won't watch it.
Why not?
Oh, it's so good.
I'm cool.
That's not being cool. You're really giving yourself. You're missing out on what's a really good
I'm
movie.
not interested. I'm
should
cool
do it
on the
tonight.
Jerry Curl and Travolta with bad hair.
Okay. All right. Well, Marcus, Jason laid down a masterful march
That
of
was
3
laid in
correct
front of me.
answers. He nailed each one of them with 1 shot. Now you get 2 per question.
Okay.
You can always get a second shot if you miss the first.
Okay.
But
Yes, I'm ready.
where we're at,
All right.
okay. Sorry, I'm late. But while I was busy hacking computers, I was lured into a forbidden underworld by a beautiful stranger. Then I took the red pill and realized what happened.
What is The Matrix?
Bing.
Correct. Correct, Marcus.
We have no
Yes.
sound effects. It's just me.
Marcus, you are up with 1 point. Jason's winning currently 3-1.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Marcus is on the catch up. Marcus is on the catch up, but that's okay because Jason nailed his 3.
Yeah.
Marcus has got to do the same thing.
Come on.
Sorry, I'm late. Got to make sure I can cut my page real quick. Sorry I'm late, but as a young cadet in the FBI, I was trying to solve a serial killer case and got roped into a warped mind of a cannibal who brought up some...
Silence of the Lambs?
Okay, all right. Correct. That is correct, Marcus. Could you let me finish reading?
That's one of Donald Trump's
I understand you're excited.
good friends.
I understand that you have this
Really
excitement
likes
about
it.
you.
He likes
I understand you
animal
feel entitled as a black man.
That's good stuff.
300,000 years of oppression, correct?
That's 1991.
Yes.
Think
Okay.
about that. That's 1991.
All right. Marcus, you've gotten 2 correct. Jason is still up 3-2.
Yeah, don't screw this one.
This is your final one. Are you ready?
He's so intense.
Yes, I'm ready.
I'm sorry I'm late, but I accidentally got sent back 30 years into the past by my buddy Doc, and I had to figure out how to power up the flux capacitor to get back to the present.
What is Back to the Future?
Correct!
Also, one of the greatest movies ever. All of them. I just love all 3.
With that,
I've watched those frequently.
With that,
Very
with
beautiful
that being
movies.
stated, I do have a tiebreaker.
Oh, boy.
Now, the first one to raise their hand, okay?
Okay.
First one to raise their hand. You can just whack. Go ahead, practice. Go ahead and practice. Yeah.
Whoa,
boom,
you're
boom,
fast.
Boom.
Woo, look at
boom.
Fire up.
Okay. The tiebreaker is, sorry I'm late, but I was getting groomed to take over the Pride lands for my father, but then his brother had him killed and I ran away to live with Marcus.
What is The Lion King?
Correct, Marcus. Oh, yes.
Oh, so fast.
Very, very good. That was the first time we ever played Sorry I'm Late, bud.
Fassa,
But
you weasel.
You listen, Jason.
Yes.
That was a great example of where you can really lay it out. Like
Gen
put a
Xers.
person up against the wall, right?
Gen Xers.
The person has to literally work their way back all the way to the championship and then even do the hand faster to get the call.
a comeback
so that
story.
they
That's
can
what that is.
but that's great.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. This is one of those games where even though it's laid out great up front, you might not always end up winning on the backside. You know what I'm saying? You might end up losing still.
He got it up because for like a fraction of a second, I thought it was going to flip to like a Braveheart thing. Because it was like, I was going to live with it. I always thought.
Can you read that one a little bit again?
And then he was like, my brother
Lion
killed
King.
him. I was like, wait a minute, his brother didn't kill him. I was like, God dang it, it's
The Lion King. You want me to read it again to you?
Yeah, I want to hear it again so see where
The English killed his
Sorry
dad.
I'm late. I was getting groomed to take over the Pride lands by my father, but then his brother had him
That's
killed,
important.
and I ran away to live with a warthog and a
When you said brother, I knew
That was when
brother
I was
killed.
like, I was like, Pride Lands. Did they call it that?
Yeah.
Did they call it that? And you know, like I don't remember Mel Gibson calling it the Pride Lands in Braveheart, but it got me.
Well, it wasn't Braveheart; it was Lion King.
I know, but I was thinking it was Braveheart for the beginning.
Oh, I see
thought.
what you're saying.
But
I see
then-
what you're saying.
But then the getting groomed, I was like, oh, that didn't happen.
Well,
He was a young kid.
congratulations to our friend Marcus.
Dang it!
He's the big wiener on that one.
Bow.
I got a question here.
Ah.
Who is your rivalry you have in your life?
Do I have?
Could be personal, could be a sports team, or in general. Everyone has rivals.
Right? Probably Twitter.
I would say my rivalry in life is probably other people within the radio business.
Yeah,
like
I
that
can see
would
that.
be the majority of any rivalries I've
can see
had.
that.
I don't have any current rivalries by any means.
You know what's weird?
Just because we don't really have any competition that runs up against this type of a show in our market, and the ones that are trying to be cool and hip and this, that, and the other, we know who they are. We get it. You do your thing. We don't care.
You know what's weird about some St. Louis radio guys is having beef that you didn't know existed.
Oh, covert contracts.
Yeah.
Like our friend John Combis had talked about.
like,
yeah, those covert contracts that
suddenly
knowing
someone shows
beef,
up on Twitter and I'm like, what? Like, what are
Yeah,
you
out of
talking about?
nowhere.
I'm blocked by you? Like, I don't even know you.
I don't even know. Listen, there are KMOX people.
Yes.
And I've talked
That's what
about
I'm
this on the
talking
show. I have never met these people even face to face.
Yeah.
Blocked by them. Blocked by just don't even
Didn't
know.
like my answers, I guess.
Never met them once.
Hey, they might be foul, but they're true. I don't lie.
Now, I've met Charlie Brennan face to face, He's from KMUX. He doesn't have me blocked or anything. I'm just saying I met Charlie Brennan face to face. But the ones that have me blocked, guys like Mark Reardon and people like that, I've never met these guys. But never met them.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you and I on Twitter, we never lie.
Yeah, we don't need to.
We are at least sourced. If our sources lied, we still get multiple, so it's more than likely not a lie.
Right.
And we don't openly, willfully lie like these guys do.
This is the problem.
You see it coming a mile away.
Marcus, this is why they try to shut down and always complain about mainstream media.
Yes.
Shows like this, shows like Hannity, shows like that's a show too that's mainstream media. Like they always are the ones trying to complain that the mainstream media is the liberal leftists and all this other stuff.
Like he's something that's
but the funny thing is the media is a definable word, and your show is part of news media. Yeah. So you are part of the news media that you're talking about that is part of mainstream news media. Like it's you.
Yeah.
And you're on these networks like Fox News. Like this show is on a Fox News network. We're also on CBS like we talked about earlier.
We
But
are.
at the same point, it's interesting to me. All right, guys, it's time for us to take a quick break here on the show. When we come back, I've got a few questions.
All right.
Some interesting ones because Marcus, well, he's black.
He is.
He's a person of color.
He is.
And I feel that if I ask him some of these questions while we're talking about this, could be interesting. Could be interesting to see what the answers are going to be.
See what your answers are,
Fair
mister.
enough. We'll be back on the show right after this.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the show, everybody.
Great. I love watching that.
You know what? 70s
I bought it on DVD.
TV is some of my favorite television to watch. And a show like a Welcome Back, Kotter,
Fantastic.
20 minutes, 21 minutes max.
Yeah,
The episodes run fast. Listen, if you got a Hulu or something like that, and you just want some white noise going on in the background while you're working on a project or you're focusing on something else, and you just want something in the background, old episodes of shows like those, easy. Like anything from the 80s, those always flowed easy for 20 minutes.
I bought the DVD at WKRP, but does it stream anywhere?
I am not sure if it does or not.
All in the
I'm
Family is
not 100%.
on Amazon.
All in the Family is?
Family, yeah. I started watching that.
So that's on Prime?
Prime, yeah.
Yeah, I watched. Those are all great shows. I would definitely watch any of those shows. White noise in the background for sure.
I went on a thing where I bought all those series DVD sets with the entire series collections at Walmart. I'd just go to Walmart and I'd buy one. And I'd go one day. Well, they play in Blu-rays.
Oh.
Yeah. But they only had them on Blu-ray. I mean, they didn't have them on Blu-ray. And if they did, some of them were like ridiculously expensive. So come on. I mean, it's going to be boxed anyway.
All right. I've got some interesting questions that I'm going to throw at you gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
And we're all going to discuss them a little bit. We're just going to discuss them a little bit. It's not a big deal. It's not. These aren't like
I got you.
to attack anyone by any means. So I just want to let everybody know these could be some edgier questions that could lead to some discussion.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say. I'm prefacing this with a disclosure for anybody out there listening who might not want children to hear this or something like that. Potentially, I'm just saying. Here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is the outright aggressive hatred that people have for the opposing political parties and its candidates a relatively new thing? Or has it always been this way? It wasn't this bad 40 years ago, but of course we didn't have social media like now.
You know, in 1963, when JFK was killed, that morning there was a big ad in the paper, the Dallas Morning News, accusing him of being a communist and being soft on. So, I mean, this stuff's been going on forever.
Right. Okay. So the idea that people have been attacked, because of opposing political
things like that in the paper
have
back
been
then.
Going for years,
but not like today. No.
But well, I mean,
maybe
guess,
maybe there was.
If you killed John F. Kennedy,
I mean, if you did
you obviously had hatred for him, so he's dead.
It's not.
And you shot at Trump, and he could be dead. Like, I'm not going to sit there and say that there probably wasn't hatred for the guy if he got shot at.
Yeah, the guy had to, right?
There had. I mean, this
even
attempt
a
on Trump
had to.
This attempt on Trump. That guy had to at least have had hatred in his heart for Donald Trump.
Yes,
at least that.
A weird guy. An odd man.
Marcus, do you have any opinions on any of that?
I think it's worse because we're not even. Both opponents don't have respect for the game. So, like,
that's true.
At least back then, both opponents have respect for the institution that they want to be a part of.
Okay, that's a very fair statement too nowadays.
It's like two boxers respect the game of boxing, but one person's a boxer, another MMA fighter. We fight on two different rules. We're not respecting the sanctity of the battle we want to have.
I see what you're saying.
So in that realm,
and Donald Trump's the MMA fighter, right?
Yeah, he just right. Yeah. By any means necessary. No, this is a classy battle. You know, this is
right.
Yeah,
this is what's the.
He's out there gouging eyes and throwing sand in your face.
And we got Floyd Money Mayweather on our side,
right? Exactly.
Hitting you with a.
Even though I think Floyd's probably a Trump supporter. I would be willing to look it up. Hey, listen, Jason, look it up real quick. I bet you if you look up Floyd Money Mayweather, Trump supporter, you'll find out real quick if he is or not.
You don't smoke. He just don't want to pay taxes. That's
but it would be on the money thing. See, that's what it is. But the problem is, guys, these are all on the pat my back belief that he's going to be your friend because you guys are rich buddies together, and he's like Elon Musk. He's going to let you get away with murder. You see what I'm saying? Like that's that wild idea that it would even... Guys, we are literally months away from an actual election where if the guy wins, it's like what we think. Now, I'm going to give Donald Trump fair shake.
Yeah?
If he wins, okay, so be it. And he'll get the thing that he's asking for, and I'll give him his chance to not be the person he says that he's going to be. But if he just turns right into the person we all said he was going to be, then you're idiots for electing that man. I will say that clearly today. Why are so many conservatives, Jason, against teachers' work and workers' unions, but have no issue with the police or the firefighters' unions? And you know what? This was an interesting question when it was posed. I read this and I was thinking about it. I feel like the teachers and the workers' unions, the reason they're against those is because they cost money and it doesn't feel like the service that they're getting with those unions is any better than the service that they would get from a non-union situation where the same people were paid less. And are paid less. There's probably people within, but here's the funny thing. Within industries, what started to happen because of unions is the outside guys started saying, hey, if you don't start paying me better, I'll go over and try to get into the union over here and leave you working with so-and-so and so-and-so who are idiots because I know I'm worth that money and can get it.
I think the people who hate teachers probably picture themselves more like firefighters and cops, so they don't like teachers. And people who consider themselves more like teachers are the ones that think cops overstep and cops can do
firefighters and teachers require you to go get a degree.
Sure, yeah.
To teach.
Yeah.
Now, you do not have to get a degree to be a firefighter.
No, I mean you have to.
You got to get certified. You got to do obviously
stuff you got to do, but
you don't have to
go to school.
But you don't have to go get a degree to do it.
Probably
it's a job that you can just get, and then they'll teach you along the way.
Yes.
You don't have to do that for police either. They'll give you the gun, they'll teach you and train you, and then you'll do the job. Like it's not schooling required, is what I'm saying.
Oh, and 20.
Now it helps. Schooling always helps.
Oh, sure. I mean, it helps.
Schooling always helps.
In 2018,
I was waiting for you to pass me the ball. Jason's still going. So was you. You got to set me up for. Last time you said.
Are you Marcus?
Last time you said. Last time you said Marcus.
Sandbag. We got sandbag. I don't know. All I did was wave my hand at you.
I was waiting for my cue.
I was coming by to slip in. We our fact check says we.
The fact check. Yeah.
In 2018, Floyd Mayweather said that he is not friends with Donald Trump. In fact, he said, I know a lot of people. I knew Barack Obama. I know Donald Trump. So it had to do with the NFL stuff he was doing.
So basically, it was a non-answer, really. It was, I know the guy, and I know Barack Obama,
so
too.
He was so he was like,
I know both presidents.
Because he said, hold up, friend's a strong word, is what he said. So he's one of those guys that slowly backed away. And I'm sure if anyone asked 2018 was the last time anybody cared, so
that's fine.
No one's probably asked him.
That's fine. Not a knock on him. Next question. This could be interesting.
All right.
Now, Marcus, every race can be racist, right?
No. Keep going.
You said that's not possible.
No.
Why not?
Because racism has a power structure behind it. Like, I can hate you because you're white, but I can't stop you from doing nothing. Like, if a white person hates me for being black, they can be in a position to not let me get what I worked for. So
wait.
Maybe prejudice.
How could the general white public
would be a better word.
Be against or able to stop you? Because your interactions are limited to the individuals you talk to. You see what I'm saying? Like, you would either have to be running into constantly people that hate you so much they want to shut you down that you never have, because you know lots of white people that like you as a person and wouldn't allow.
I never should.
But at the same point, you can be white and have people be racist towards you for being white. Like, race is the different shades of color, white being included in all races.
I think he agrees with us.
It's not being all lives matter. I'm saying, like,
a different word.
This is the only things we have is everyone.
He thinks
and to exclude one and let everyone else in seems a little odd. At the same point,
exclude one.
All right, fine. That road sucked last time. Don't
think about
what do you want me to say to that? I don't even know.
As people, we're just born like that because, I mean, at some point there was the first man, first
But no,
woman,
Marcus
first
answered
group of
honestly.
people,
He said
they just did that stuff.
I said all races can be racist, right? And he said no, they can't. Now,
ask him if all
you said
races
because
can
of the
be
power
prejudiced.
structure behind it. You said there's a power structure.
Yeah.
Of
if a white if I say me, if I go on a quick trip, if a white person says, "Oh, I see this black guy. I don't like black people," they can make up something, and this turns into a whole different trip to St. Peter's.
What do you think?
If I was to do that same thing, say, "Oh, I don't like white people," white person, I can't.
Whatever.
It doesn't work this way. You can go to the hood, like I say, white person in the hood. Y'all, he did it to me. Like, he white man.
You could start popping off in the middle of a quick trip, like you said. But you could be screaming from the top of your lungs that I'm a racist a-hole over and over. Even if I never even if I never said anything to him, even if there was nothing that happened, he could just start screaming that, which would be making something up, equally as egregious and based on race. And you're throwing it at me. So now I'm being embarrassed and looked at as and I didn't do anything at all. I wasn't mean to anyone. I wasn't rude to anybody. But my whole day's ruined. Mm-hmm. That's not any more fair. Mm-mm. It's the same difference. That's all I'm saying. Listen, there is no change in stock. No one's after this conversation going to be like, well, we got Marcus done. Let's put him away. Like, that's not how this works anymore. So I don't want you to walk around feeling like that's the way that this world has a vibe for it. Like,
I mean, I just take, I'm not finna.
Now, you're also in Missouri.
Yeah.
A lot more white people than typical places.
Before it jumped off.
Yeah.
We got 2 decent metro areas, but probably more than most areas.
Have you ever thought about moving?
Yeah, if it made sense, but like not like, oh, I've had friends be like, oh, I hate it here, I'm leaving. Maybe it's you. I have a great time here. Like, I don't understand.
I don't have any bad times here.
No.
I've always stated my only issue with Missouri.
I forgot he lives in a white community.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you do.
When?
No, not anymore.
Oh, did you move?
I really committed to being black.
Yeah. He won't even. No, Jason. This is a real thing. He won't even date white women.
Yeah, I'm off
He
that
won't.
cocaine.
He refuses to date white women.
Yeah, man.
He will never date one again. He says.
Can't go back.
Why not? I said even in a loving relationship.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
I love him.
That's not true, Marcus.
I will not let it work.
Can work.
My guilt will not let me enjoy this anymore. It's over with.
That is so stupid.
I didn't say you had to agree with my decision. I didn't say what the decision is. I've already spoken.
I understand what you're saying. I just find it a little odd. There's no reason to go that deep. I feel like if you find love wherever it's at,
Have you had a black woman before?
I have been with a black lady, and
how many times? How many?
What are we worried about this? Stop this.
Okay, continue.
Stop this. We made out a few times. Relax.
Okay,
Calm down.
Okay, hey, man.
I'm not signed.
I wish I was happily married too.
You know, and that would have been a horrible baby daddy. Sorry. He left and went and got a master's degree. That's why he's been gone all these years. Mark left and went and got a master's degree. He's gone. But your baby daddy, he's going to come back someday with a master's degree. Sorry, sweetheart. I had to go get this master's degree.
Get this work.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
woman again.
It's time for us to get out of here on this episode of the QNow. I want to first off thank Jason Kull for being here, as you always are, sir.
So much fun.
Our guest, Marcus Boston of the Soulardians. Thank you so much. And Let's Talk Big Fella. Thank you so much for being here. You guys can check him out at Always Forward Media. Look him up, Always Forward Media on Facebook, Google's, all the good stuff. And check us out at theknow.com. Old episodes, new episodes, and everything in between. We will see you guys next time live on September 12th. That's a Thursday night. 7 p.m. News Radio, KYRO.com. We'll see you then. Bye.
Tell me how you want it. 3, 2, 1, and I'm on it. Feel good, don't it? Good chick, you in a bunny. I'ma bust it on the pole like honest. Aren't you being honest? Juicy, mini made, but can't do it one.